Welcome to Marvel with Young, episode 5. Episode 5 is here, and I got major, when I say major Marvel news today. I got Punisher news, Spider-Man Brandon Day news, and possibly Avengers news, and more Marvel news. A lot to break down today, but I won't make it. I'll try not to make it too long, but it's a lot of Marvel news today. Before we get into this episode 5 of Marvel with Young, you know what to do. If you want to join the Young Boy 2K channel, you hit that subscribe button and like this video, only if you want to join the Elite 2K squad. And without further ado, let's start with the Spider-Man Brand New Day news. As you know, the trailers dropped last week, the official trailer, not the teaser trailer, the official trailer from Sony and Marvel Studios. And it just hit 1 billion views. Yeah, you heard that right, 1 billion views, which is Spider-Man, so hey, it's going to reach, I didn't know it was going to reach that much, but I knew Spider-Man is popular, always will be. But hitting 1 billion, that's insane, but I love it. It just got me super hyped, even more. And I got another, more Spider-Man Brand New Day news. Well, I'm going to go over this plot leak, rumored plot leak. It's not true. Don't take this with a grain of salt. What I'm about to read off, it's not confirmed by Marvel or Sony. So take it with a grain of salt. Don't believe everything you see or hear. All right, let's break this down, this plot. It says, for Spider-Man Brand New Day, the main villain is Carrion, the Jackal. I heard of this villain, the Jackal. He's basically like a goblin, not green goblin, but he's basically a goblin that's green and similar to Green Goblin a little bit. Jackal has created a genetic virus that makes the inflicted susceptible to his mind control, possession. He can jump between the bodies of anyone infected. Interesting. His ultimate goal is to bond fully with a powerful host body, since his body is dying. Okay? He wants to save himself, but also become much more powerful. Jackal strikes a deal with Tombstone. Now, you know Tombstone is one of the villains, rumored villains, supposed to be in the new Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man Brand New Day. He's basically this muscular guy that's literally indestructible. His skin is gray. He's basically like a concrete wall. Like, if you punch him, your hand will break. That's how hard and strong he is. Strong as the Hulk, possibly. To help him gain control of the Hand. The Hand are searching for a new leader. The Hand is the red ninjas you saw in the Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer. They're mainly Daredevil villains, but sometimes Spider-Man villains. So they're deadly assassins. Don't play with them. Like, they'll cut you up, beat you up. And the Jackal uses his possession abilities to make them think the beast from their ancient myths has returned, and is seeking a proper body to lead them with. So basically what that's saying is, Jackal is manipulating the Hand, the deadly assassin I was just talking about, into thinking that he's their leader of the cult, like their ancient beast or whatever they worship over there. He's manipulating them basically. Jean Grey's power, rumored Sadie Sink supposed to be playing Jean Grey. I 100,000% believe. Jean Grey's powers have only recently manifested in a world without Xavier. Okay? She has been on the run and living rough. Frank helps her. Frank is the Punisher, Frank Castle, the anti-vigilante. Her meet with William Metzger. William Metzger is a guy from the comics, mainly X-Men comics, mainly an X-Men villain. So they're probably setting this up for, future X-Men, because they're coming. The X-Men are coming. William Metzger is he hates mutants, and he just wants to kill them. So yeah, he has a despise against mutants. So this maybe is the start of it, if this is true. Who claims the DODC, the Department of Damage Control, has developed technology that can suppress mutant powers. Alright, so suppress means like basically tamper with their abilities that you're not supposed to be messing with. Like if like when you suppress someone's abilities, say for instance Captain America, you suppress his super soldier abilities. You're making him like his powers awaken. You're forcing it to awake without properly letting it awake on its own. So they're manipulating her abilities to awake, forcing it to awake, her powers to force her powers to awake. That's what I'm trying to say. This is based on the tech Bruce Banner, the Hulk, played by Mark Ruffalo, created to suppress the Hulk. Interesting. So they're saying is the technology that I just said that William Metzger and the DODC, the shady organization that hates mutants and superheroes now, because they were just recently in Wonder Man, they hate him. And so it's interesting. They said the tech, Bruce Banner, Dr. Bruce Banner, yes, the Avenger, the founding Avenger, he created this tech. Interesting. So he did wear some tech in the trailer. I'm not gonna lie, Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer, he had like a wrist thing. So, because I'm guessing that's how he keep from being raised out in Savage Hulk mode. So, interesting. Jean is bound in a DODC facility because William Metzger believes the odd possessions and seemingly supernatural events happening must be caused by a sidekick mutant like Jean Grey. There is no Man Spider. And no Grey Hulk. Interesting. I'll tell you what I think about it once I'm done reading it. Punisher is briefly possessed. Okay. Kind of going common route, because in the comics, Punisher did get possessed in one time. I forgot which comic, but he did get possessed in some comics in Marvel before. But Jean is able to force it out of him. Jean's mind is too strong for Jackal to pierce, so she is safe. It makes sense. Jean Grey is the most powerful Omega level mutant of all time in Marvel Comics. And if you don't know what Omega level means, it means super powerful, like beyond powerful. Like you can't stop this person. They're way too powerful. And see, Psychic too, yeah, you can't stop Jean Grey. Professor X, when they come, Storm, they're examples of Omega level threats, like super powerful threats. Like super powerful. I can't even explain it. That's what Omega level means. Super powerful. Unstoppable. Alright, we got one more plot leak from this rumor, not confirmed, but plot leak. Jackal also possesses Bruce Banner later. Okay? But Jean manages to get his wristband off. With Bruce not in control, Hulk fully comes out and goes on a rampage. Okay. I kind of like that because I knew it's rumored that Hulk's supposed to rage out, so that makes sense. I want to see my bro Hulk rage out again. No Professor Hulk. We tired of that Marvel. No offense. No Professor Hulk. Give us a break from that mess, alright? Jackal attempts to possess Peter, but to his surprise, he also fails to do so. The virus is in his body, but it is inside Peter and gives him organic webs. Interesting, because in the trailer, when if you go to the trailer or my breakdown, he was shooting without the web shooters. It was like coming out of his body. So yeah, that makes sense. Where was I? Increased strength, heightened senses, and spider sense. Okay? The Hand want Peter to be the host of the beast. They want him to be the host of whatever monster they want to lead them. So they push Jackal to figure out a way to control him. Jackal suggests if Peter were weakened, he might be more susceptible to control. Basically, he will be more aware because spider senses and stuff. Well, when they say suggest if Peter were weakened, he might be more susceptible. They mean like if he, like when they say weakened, obviously weak, no power, so he'll be more controllable. That's what they're talking about. The Jackal. Scorpion is armed with a new suit. Yeah, we saw Scorpion in the trailer confirmed. He got the comic suit with the long scorpion tail. In a type of synthetic venom. Interesting. Which venom they talking about? Like D Venom, Eddie Brock Venom? Who knows? That should be able to weaken Spider-Man's resistance. Peter is stung by Scorpion during the battle. Now I feel like that's more likely because, you know, it's rumored that he's supposed to get stung, get poison bite, bitten by Scorpion. So I think that's highly true. Could be wrong. Jackal controls Peter and presents him to the Hand as a new leader for them. They plan to kill and resurrect Peter to fully solidify him as one of them. Interesting. It turns out Jean and Peter had a plan all along for this. So this is interesting. Jean knows who Peter is? Like, I don't know. Kind of weird, but and Jean is able to suppress Jackal, trapping him inside Peter. So he can't jump in bodies anymore. So this is interesting. Jean, since she's so powerful, she can trap people in other people's bodies or minds. So makes sense. He's an Omega level mutant, of course. Spidey regains full power and fights off the Hand. Get him, Spidey. Jean Grey, Frank Castle, the Punisher, and Daredevil. Yes, Charlie Cox, the man without fear himself, come help him. Of course, because the Hand is Daredevil villain, so I was saying, why wouldn't they have Daredevil in here? They got Punisher in here. Bring my man Daredevil in here. Charlie Cox, come on in here, bruh. Tombstone had a sort of kill switch for the Jackal virus all along, which he activates. Peter reverts to a weakened form and is dying. Jean still senses Jackal carry on in him. So Peter decides to let himself die. Y'all heard that? So that the possessor will die with him. He goes and confesses everything to MJ. Zendaya's MJ, right? Then he goes to Aunt May's grave and sits down to die. Wow. Alright, first off, let me put this computer down. That plot leak. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think that's true. I don't think all of it is true, but I think some parts are true, but I don't think the whole thing is true. Because some parts just don't make sense. Yeah, because like the part where he says he goes and confesses everything to MJ, played by Zendaya, then he goes to Aunt May's grave and sit down and die. I mean, Sony could do that, but it just don't make sense a little bit. Like, he would just sit down and just wait it off to die. That's weird, but the parts that do make sense is Jean, like, obviously in this movie, and Daredevil's in this movie. I think that's 100% true. I think if you go to the Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer, go to the part where Spider-Man is leaping in the air. The last shot before the title played, the title shows the Brand New Day title, where he's jumping in the air and that's a huge gap. That huge gap, him versus the Hand. I obviously think Hulk, Punisher, Daredevil, and Jean is there fighting, but Sony and Marvel Studios obviously edited it out so they don't want us to find out. Yeah, this plot lead, I think some parts are true, some parts are not. And there's some more parts that I think do not make any sense at all. First of all, the Jackal. I think he's in this movie. Because they said the voiceover in the trailer, if you go to Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer on YouTube right now, the voiceover you hear in the trailer, I thought was Tombstone, but apparently it's not. It's this black guy named Keith Davis. He's an actor. He's running to play the Jackal, so that's why I think he's in there. Or Kirk Connors, maybe. But he's talking about the 3 life cycles of a spider, so he's definitely a scientist character, so that's why I think it's either Jackal or Dr. Kirk Connors' the Lizard. That's what I think. Now, the part that don't make sense is him jumping in bodies. I do not think that will happen. I think that is stupid, and I think that don't make sense. No offense, but I don't think that makes sense. Him jumping in bodies, specifically Peter's body. I mean, the trailer, if you go to the scene where the lady in the tank, the old lady, and her mind swerves, and then something jumps from her to a damage control agent to another damage control agent upstairs in the DODC facility in the trailer. I mean, it could, but I don't think that's in the movie. I think someone made that up, but it doesn't make sense. That's just me. That's just me. There's another part that don't make sense, and there's some part, I'm gonna go over some part that do make sense. Then we'll get to the Punisher news. I don't want to prolong this video. Alright, there is no Man Spider in Grey Hulk. That part, I'm gonna be real with you. That part doesn't make sense, because if you go to the trailer, not only his eyes turning black and red, it could just be that feature, but I feel like he's gonna turn Man Spider, but I could be wrong, they could be right. But I feel like it doesn't make sense to not have Man Spider in here, because go to the trailer, it's evidence like he's having some power problems, Peter, and he's going through it. He's all these emotions ever since Aunt May and Spider-Man No Way Home. I feel like Man Spider has to be in this movie, so that part doesn't make sense. And no Grey Hulk. That also doesn't make sense because the rumor Hulk's supposed to change personalities because he's tapping into a new personality because, you know, different emotions. He won't be as green. So that's what I don't think makes sense, but I could be wrong. But he does, according to this plot lead, he's savage out, but it may not be gray, it might just be regular Grey Hulk. But I feel like he's going to turn gray. I could be wrong, but I feel like that doesn't make sense for him, Grey Hulk, not to be in this movie, since you got Peter most likely turning into Man Spider, an actual spider, human spider. So now here's some parts that do make sense, and then I'll get to the Punisher news. Tombstone basically funding or working with the Jackal and the DODC in this rumored plot leak. I feel like that does make sense because they say a rumor Tombstone's supposed to be making this synthetic medicine type of thing that suppresses mutant abilities, basically like a virus or something that's that suppresses anybody's powers and abilities. So I think that doesn't make sense. And obviously, a mutant like Jean Grey would be in this movie. And I know what you're saying. Why would Jean Grey be in this movie? Make it make sense. Like, right before the multiverse explodes in Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars, when they saved the whole multiverse, why would they introduce their key MCU version of Jean Grey, played by Sadie Sink from Stranger Things? I mean, they introduced Spider-Man in Captain America Civil War, so you got that. And number two, Marvel just likes to be different sometimes. They just introduce characters just like that. And I think this is a perfect introduction. Like, I know it's saying, why is Jean Grey in the Spider-Man movie? That's stupid, Marvel. Why would you do that? Like, I thought that at first, but then it makes sense because this movie is about mutation and genetics and Peter going through and his powers and his body's changing as he's going into adulthood. So that makes sense for Jean Grey to be in this movie. Now, as for other mutants like Cyclops, Rogue, I don't know. It's rumored that there's more mutants in this movie. It's rumored. Yeah, I think Cyclops might, if he does show up, he's not gonna be in the X-Men. Like, obviously, the X-Men, like, they ain't a team yet. We getting introduced to them. But I feel like there's, I think that's right. Like, there's gonna be more than one mutant in this movie, so that makes sense. All right, moving on to the Punisher news. Yeah, baby. We getting a new Punisher special presentation, which is a movie and a series all in one. It's called The Punisher, it's a Punisher special presentation titled The Punisher One Last Kill. I love that title. Coming May, what is that? Hold on, y'all, I gotta find the release date. It's called Punisher One Last Kill. Sorry, y'all, I'm trying to find the release date. It is set to be coming released on May 12th, 2026, a few days before my birthday. Let's get it. I'm love to see my boy Frank back in the building. Yeah, I like this. We getting the Punisher. We have the Punisher show, which is the Netflix shows, which not anymore. They're in the MCU now. On Disney Plus, you can watch them. Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, the Defenders, all of them. But the Punisher special presentation. The plot leak says, hold on, y'all. My internet moving a little slow today. Give me a second. The runtime is rumored to be 60 minutes, making it Marvel Studios' longest special presentation. Hey, it's Punisher, so it has to be long. Writers are director Ronaldo Marcus Green, writer Ronaldo Marcus Green, co-written with John Berthold, the Punisher, the guy that plays the Punisher, Frank Castle. Plot details are not revealed, but it is expected to bridge the gap between Frank Castle's Daredevil Born Again Season 1 appearance and his big screen return in Spider-Man Brand New Day. So that makes sense because he wasn't in episode 1 for Daredevil Born Again. Season 2 is out now. It came out yesterday. That makes sense for him not to be in this season of Daredevil because he's busy dealing with other issues in the world. Casting John Berthold as the iconic hero and killer. Frank Castle the Punisher with a new costume and a mix of adventure and action elements. Actually, yeah, I'll put the poster up right here. You'll see on your screen, and I'll put the set photos. You can see his suit. He's wearing like comic accurate, not the white gloves and white boots, but you know, decently comic accurate Punisher with a beard, looking mad, about to knock some heads over. Yeah, I'm ready for Frank. Frank is coming. Don't play with Frank now. Inspiration drawn from the iconic Welcome Back Frank comic. Now, the Welcome Back Frank comic was based off, I never read that comic, but I know some details about it from other YouTubers. Basically, Frank dealing with mafias and gangs, crime families, basically. That's the whole story point of it. The special is expected to be a record-breaker runtime for John Berthold's character, because they say it's rumored to be pretty long for a special presentation from Marvel Studios. For John Berthold's character, the Punisher Frank Castle. The Punisher One Last Kill is set to be a significant addition to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the MCU, providing fans with a standalone story that highlights the unique appeal of the character in a way that feels fresh and familiar. So, are you excited for this Punisher special presentation? Are you excited for Spider-Man Brand New Day? Though I don't know if that plot leak is true. Some aspects might be true, but some might be not. Now, I'm gonna see if I could go over one more Marvel news today. Give me a second. I think I got some more Marvel news. Let me check. Hold up, y'all. Give me a second. Checking for more Marvel news. Oh, yeah. We got one more piece of information for this episode of Marvel with Youngboy. The Avengers Tower, Thunderbolts Tower now appears in the Daredevil show. Daredevil Born Again Season 2, Episode 1 is now out. You can go watch it right now if you haven't. It's really good. Ending is sad. But yeah, the Thunderbolts Tower does appear in the Daredevil Born Again Season 2, which makes sense because it's all in one universe now. MCU no longer separate universes or confusion that there. But yeah, it appears in Daredevil Born Again. So I like little hints and Easter eggs like that. Marvel is reconnecting the continuity because we had continuity issues with the MCU for the last few years, like with Moon Knight, She-Hulk. Like we didn't feel connected with these. Is they in the same universe because of multiverse and stuff? Doctor Strange, the multiverse, all that multiverse baloney and stuff. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this Marvel with Young episode 5 series. Sorry if it was long, but I had to fit all this Marvel news in here today. Youngboy 2K will catch you in the next episode of Marvel with Young, episode 6. Yeah, baby. Youngboy is out.